that. Look at that. Microsoft Flight Sim. Giraffe on the top of Mount Kilimanjaro. If you have not made up your mind yet whether or not to play this game, I think a giraffe on the top of Mount Kilimanjaro should be the clincher. Welcome back, everybody. Saturday, January 17th. Gonna try to fly this Huey Helicopter to the top of Mount Kilimanjaro. Here's an interior view. I know nothing about any of this. So, decision height. To the top! Going to the top. Let's see if we can do it. I try an exterior view for this. Haven't flown the helicopter yet. Let's see what happens. I'm assuming X. That worked. I am flying with a PlayStation controller. X is usually to increase throttle, and circle is to decrease throttle. I know on helicopters it's not quite the same. We are flying out of Kilimanjaro International. It's early morning. The sun is rising over the horizon. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. I'd like to actually center the helicopter in the middle of my screen, not toward the bottom. I wonder if there's a way I can do that. Also, considering I'm not often referencing the airspeed and altitude and all that, I'm not flying that serious. I wonder if I can get rid of those as well and just more or less take in the scenery. Oh, we're going down here. I'm gonna zoom out. There we go. Apparently 130 knots is too fast for a Huey. I'm not entirely sure about that, but I'll take Microsoft Flight Sim 2024's word for it. Whoa. I'm flying pretty low. Might wanna get a bit higher here. I think that's what happens in helicopters. The faster you go, the harder it is to keep your altitude, maintain your altitude. I think part of moving forward in a helicopter is tilting the helicopter forward so you use what would normally lift the helicopter higher into the air. It's actually lifting it, like forward. But in doing so, you lose some altitude. Looks like a bit of a main road here through whatever town this might be. I'm pressing forward slightly on the stick. If I let off the stick altogether, let's see what the helicopter does here. I don't know if I need to correct this. I feel like I do. I've just completely let off the stick. I'm not sure why it's doing this. It seems to be somewhat auto-leveling. It's probably something maybe that I have turned on in the settings. Let's check out the interior view real quick. Not sure if it's something in here that would auto-level. It's kind of rocking back and forth. Seems to be pretty stable. Pretty cool interior. Again, I know zero about these things. I'm assuming rotor brake is probably something I don't want to hit or pull. Well, let's continue. Very quickly it picks up speed. And also very quickly it just falls out of the sky. Alright, Mount Kilimanjaro. I would absolutely love to climb this thing. I believe it is a 5-day hike. I'm not sure where people hike from. It would be interesting maybe to find out the hiking route and actually follow it in a helicopter or maybe in the power chute. Looks like a river right here. I see 3 points on the mountain here. It looks like these might be base camps. We're a long way from where we started. So there's a camp right there. I think that says Baranco camp. Like I said, I would absolutely love to climb this thing. I have looked into it a little bit. I'm pretty sure it's, I think it can be done in 5 to 8 days, I believe. And usually I think a lot of people just pay a crew to kind of help them navigate the mountain, climb to the top. So again, depending on your skill. Mount Kilimanjaro is the tallest freestanding mountain. I think that's what it's called. Which means it's the tallest mountain in the world that's not a part of a mountain range. Yeah, this looks like it says Shira camp? Shira camp? I can't see. It's very small on my screen. When I get to this camp, I'll gain some altitude. Take a look at where we're at and get our bearings straight, and then head to the second camp there. Vegetation's definitely a lot thinner up here. Okay, so just taking a look, we've arrived at, yeah, Shira camp. Shira camp 2, so, that might be another camp over there. So you know what? Maybe we'll do this again with the power chute another time. I think down there might be camp 1. You know what? Let's see if we can touch down in camp 2. That does say a helipad, so, again, usually with the planes, I'm using a PlayStation controller here. X is what will bring the throttle up. Circle is what will bring the throttle down. It's different on a helicopter. You know what? I'm actually unable to bring it down here. Circle is doing nothing, so I think in a helicopter it's this thing here. Something... I think it's the collective. And if I bring this down... maybe it's not the collective. You know what? I actually don't know how to land this thing. I've been here for a couple minutes now, and I'm not quite sure what I'm doing. Oh, okay. We don't want to do that. Or maybe we do. That's bringing us down. I don't know what I just did, but it seems to be bringing us down, so let's go. That was a little hard, but we're down. There's the summit in that direction. Okay, let's see if I let off. I'm holding circle right now, kind of as a brake. I know it's not how it works, but that's what I'm doing. If I let go of circle, I'm staying on the ground. That's good. Okay, let's go interior view. It says throttle's at 100%. So I'm going to look here and hold X, because X is what helped me take off at the airport back there. And I'm going to see what moves in here when I push X. The collective comes up. So if I hold the collective and adjust it, I'm going to say when I increase the collective, I should see the ground out there start to move away from us as we ascend into the air. 60%. Yeah, it looks like we're getting a bit of lift. Okay, definitely the collective. Okay, I'm gonna put the collective at 100%, and we're taking off. I'm gonna get out of here. So I think I was saying this earlier. I'm pretty sure in a helicopter, your throttle doesn't necessarily determine your lift. It's the collective, which changes the angle of the propellers spinning around above our heads. Shira camp. We're not going to land here. I'm going to gain some elevation and just take a look at these trails and what direction they head. I want to head towards that point right there. Well, there's this trail right here that seems to go from the Shira camp toward the summit. So I'm going to follow this trail. It doesn't seem to be going towards that Baranco camp. but let's see. This is my first time simulating the piloting of a Huey. So I think, seeing as I haven't crashed, that's probably not bad. My landing was a little hard at Shira Camp, but that's okay. Alright, looks like it gets to be a bit of a tougher climb in that direction, towards the summit. Yeah, that must be another direction, because Shira Camp and Baranco Camp seem to be on the same sort of altitude. You know what, just looking at this right here, these sort of gullies going up and down the mountain here, the Baranco Camp might actually be a harder, and again, I'm just guessing, the Baranco Camp might actually be a more difficult climb. That looks like maybe a 1 day or a 2 day hike, whereas the Shira Camp back there had more of an easy slope, so maybe that's a 2 or 3 day hike versus the Baranco Camp being maybe a 1 or 2 day hike. And I might be way off, maybe even longer than that, because it's really hard to tell just from playing a video game. What looks small on a map is actually oftentimes massive in real life. And anybody who's done this sort of stuff knows that, so. And if anybody's watching that's actually hiked this thing, it would be really awesome if you comment. Bravo to anybody who has. Bravo to anybody who has. Alright, let's check this out. What is this one over here? Kilimanjaro National Park. Last water point. Wow. I want to bring it down here. I'm going to pretend like we need to get some water. For some reason, holding circle here is bringing the helicopter down. I think that was a little softer than the last landing. Not positive, but for some reason, circle brought us down there. Circle was not bringing us down. Lowering the power was not bringing us down at the Shira Camp. So here we are at the last water point. We're going to take off here in a second, and we're going to head for the summit. Let's get to the summit. I do know, if you ever climb Mount Kilimanjaro, that on the day of the summit, I have read that you leave really early in the morning so that you can make the summit and then make it back down to camp in the same day. That is one heck of a day. That would not be an easy day. Oh, you know what? This looks like another camp here. I wonder if this is the final camp. Doesn't seem to be a landing pad here, but I'm sure the old Huey isn't unaccustomed to landing in places where maybe it wasn't necessarily meant to land. Let's go interior view. We're going to bring the collective down. Bring it down. Bring it down. Bring the collective down. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Come on. Come on. Come on. What's going on? Bring. Okay, so it won't let me bring... I mean, it'll let me go from 100 to 87, 70. I'm kind of pulling back on the stick, pushing right on the stick, back on the stick, left on the stick. And it seems to be coming down. This can't be how you do this in real life, but this is how we're doing it today. What is going on? Total amateur. Total amateur. Okay. I'm gonna go back. Like how when I went forward it lost altitude. There we go. There we go. I forced it. I don't know how, but I forced it. Okay. So if you remember, Shift C takes us out of the plane. And I'm gonna walk up to the camp here. This is dangerous underneath the props like that. Probably not very safe under the props like that, but anyway. Alright, we got a little building here. Some bricks over here. More bricks over here. Another building over here. Looks like a house. These buildings are not super accurate to real life, but there's probably a couple buildings here like this here. I'm sure it doesn't go into the ground like that. Anyways, let's see if from here we can jump back into the helicopter by pushing Shift C. Yep, we're good. Okay, hold X, take off, let's go. Let's get to the summit. That's been enough. That's been enough fooling around. The Huey is actually climbing here, like, really well. Really, really well. This feels good. Very controlled. Almost there, almost there. Almost there. Whoa. It does not want to climb. Slowly. Slowly. Come on. This is not looking good. I don't know why it's doing this. I'm hoping my props don't hit the mountain. I don't know if this is wind. The helicopter's actually kind of doing its own thing here. I'm gonna actually go this way. Let's see if maybe we cruise along the side like this. Oh, see, all of a sudden it just starts lifting. That's weird. Not sure what that was all about, but there we go anyways. Kilimanjaro. I guess this is the summit. There you go. That's kind of scary. Wow. Amazing. There's some snow over here. It's definitely an impressive view up here. This is probably too difficult of a side to try and come up, but who knows? Wow. Look at that. Wow. So there you go. Shira Camp, Baranco Camp down in that direction. Kilimanjaro International Airport in that direction. Looks like we might land here, and I did nothing. We'll drag the rail a bit. There we go. This is kind of the peak right here. This is the highest point. Maybe even... Careful. Careful! We're being pretty rough on this Huey. She's gonna need some TLC after this one. I think this is the actual summit right here. Seems about right. Oh, there's an animal. There's a giraffe! What? There's a giraffe! No way! Come on, hold it together, Huey. Hold it. You've done worse maneuvers in Nam. Come on, come on. Look at that. Look at that. Microsoft Flight Sim. Giraffe on the top of Mount Kilimanjaro. If you have not made up your mind yet whether or not to play this game, I think a giraffe on the top of Mount Kilimanjaro should be the clincher. I wonder if I'm driving the giraffe to run away. I wonder if I can drive him into the volcano. That's definitely the thumbnail. A giraffe on the top of Mount Kilimanjaro. Look at that. Look at that. Uh-oh. 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 Hold it together. Hold it together. Hold it together. No. The mountain hasn't beaten us yet. So that's a giraffe. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's not an everyday thing. I'm trying to zoom in so we can see him. But I'm also trying not to crash the helicopter. He is in the volcano. He's sightseeing. He is sightseeing himself. He's like, you know, I've always lived here. I've never gone and seen the actual volcano myself, though. We're just ripping this Huey. I gotta say, I would have been an amazing Huey pilot. Right in the center. There he is. There he is. He's on the rocks. He's on the rocks. Alright, I'm gonna get him out of there. Because I don't feel right about him being down there. So I'm going to continue to push him out of the volcano towards safety. We'll get him down. We'll get him down in the Serengeti. We'll get him down on the plains where he belongs. He's up. He's leaving. Go back to your friends. There he goes. There he goes. Alright, he's on his way. And so are we. Okay, we're gonna go down the mountain here. We're gonna swing down the north slope of Kilimanjaro. I'm gonna head towards whatever this point is over here. We're ripping pretty quick. Well, I gotta say, first time to the top of Mount Kilimanjaro was in a simulator in a Huey. I don't know if I will ever be able to do it physically or financially, but we will see. But I can definitely say I made it to the top in a Huey. And I'm pretty sure nobody can say that they saw a giraffe at the top of Mount Kilimanjaro. But we can, and you better believe that it's going in the thumbnail. So, if you've clicked this video for the thumbnail or the title, and you made it this far, please leave a comment, give us a like. I've only had one comment on any of my videos so far. I've only got a couple likes, and I'm pretty sure most of those are from my mom. The mountain looks amazing. Look at that. We were up there. We were up there. Imagine living here. Like, look how beautiful it looks. Imagine this was what you woke up to every day. That view. Unbelievable. Should land over here at somebody's house for breakfast. It's still early. Just in time for breakfast. Just quickly though, let's take a second to appreciate. This is a town. There's some clouds up there now, but just think, look at the view. Look at the view that they have. That's unbelievable. This actually seems like a fairly busy town. You know what? I'm gonna land at somebody's house for breakfast. I bet these are some of the friendliest people you've ever met. We're gonna stop in a little local cafe. Pretty sure they'll have some of the best coffee you've ever had. Here we go. Here we go. Right here. Right here. There we go. Touchdown. Gonna go over here. Co-pilot said he didn't want any coffee. It's been a good flight. You can see through the trees there, Mount Kilimanjaro. I recommend a visit. Definitely, if you can, go to Mount Kilimanjaro. Climb to the top. Turn off the game. I definitely recommend it. Look at that. Look how beautiful it is. Look at that. You cannot get a better view to wake up to in the morning. Imagine that. Imagine living right here. I'm sorry the helicopter is still running, but we're gonna go in, find a few people here to enjoy a nice breakfast, nice coffee this morning. Look at that view. I recommend it. If you can, turn off the game, go outside, book a flight, and climb to the top of Mount Kilimanjaro. Thanks for watching, everybody. You've been incredible. If you've made it this far, even if you don't give me a like, even if you don't give me a comment, even if you don't give me a subscribe, I appreciate you making it this far. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day. See you in the next one. Bye.